We are the Simps. Tonight we are going to be performing an improvised Shakespeare show for you all. By round of applause, how many of you have seen an improv show before? And for how many of you is this your very first improv show ever? So, for those who need a reminder for how this works, or for the uninitiated, everything that you see and hear on this stage will be completely made up. We have no lines memorized, no blocking, nothing. And because of that, we need your help. We are all warmed up, but I would like to warm all of you up so you're ready to help us. So, from this half of the audience, you can just shout out an answer. Can I get your first name? Brad. Thank you, I heard Brad. And from this half of the audience, can I get your favorite color?
Purple.
Thank you, I heard purple. Now, all we need to start our show is the title of a Shakespeare show that has never been performed or written before. Ah! Yes! 'Tis true. 'Tis true. 'Tis true. I shall also warm you up with a little facial exercise. So, what I need from you is to make the noise and sound that my face should be making. Cool. Suggestion for the title of a Shakespeare show that has never been performed before.
A trunk. A wig.
The water goblin.
Thank you. I heard the water goblin. The Sims present the water goblin. Woo!
I do like looking at our reflection upon the pond. Tabitha? Yeah. 'Tis a marvelous life looking at our reflection in the water. Aye, sweet Beatrice. For when I do poke, the ripples do appear. They say 'tis a humble profession watching the water's edge, but nay, methinkest 'tis more royal than the kings and queens. Aye. For in that castle so far away, they do sit all locked up behind those windows, but nay, here. Ah, I do love watching the currents go by. Oh, my sweet sister Beatrice.
Yea, Tabitha, speak your truth.
How I do love spending the summer's day upon the water's edge with thee.
For our freedom on these summer days, 'tis like this water. For it ripples and flows, it billows, it shows us the future and reflects our past. 'Tis our whole lives amongst this shore.
Aye, sweet Beatrice, how I do want to explore the ends of this kingdom with thee.
Yea, Tabitha, would be a marvelous pursuit, for every summer we doth do this. We line and circle the pond, and we never need to go beyond those castle walls, where the people doth lay.
The people, how I do despise people! But not thee, my sweetest sister.
'Tis just what we do. I shall carry you across the pond. 'Tis my turn. You did it the year before.
I did!
Mother, Father, I just require one more chance to say what I wish.
Speak, my son.
I know that being in the Trogdor clan of the water goblins, that
our destiny doth lie here under the sea. Yet, once, I do wish to venture above land.
Yea, Marco, what does above land have in store for thee that thou canst not find here? Yea, for down here we has a kelp, and fine dewy wet sand,
And every so often something from up above the surface falls down to our possession.
Aye, 'tis what you say when I ask thee every time. Has been 40 or 50 moons in which I have asked thee to venture to the land, yet every time I am hit with the no, we have kelp. No, we have sand. I want something more, father, or dost thou want me to become just one who lives under the sea, who takes up the sea ventures?
Dear boy, you must understand that everyone we have ever known has been just one who lives under the sea. 'Tis a noble profession to be a water god.
Thou knowest, dear young Marco, that to know a land traveler is of the highest degree of crime in the water goblin family.
Aye, this I do know.
For they shall be terrified of our green skin and our pointed earlobes.
Yet I wish to bring these pointed earlobes somewhere that be not where there are sand, where there be kelp. Oh, my mother and father doth not know what I am about to say. Yet many times I have ventured close, very close to the edge of the water. I even reach mine pointed earlobes out of the sea I have done. Yet stepped upon the land I have not.
Son, I know not what you will say to us today, but thus far it sounds like every other conversation we have had.
'Tis true. Thou hast said the same thing for many moons. We knowest that thou hast kept the trinkets that do fall from above the sea, such as this here chalice.
Aye.
And yet, this shall be the only relics of above ground that thou shalt ever see. And thou shalt be happy because of it.
Son, take this chalice. Imagine a world in which the most water you could consume at any given moment would be contained in that chalice. Nay, it's quite horrible to imagine.
The water do be plentiful here under the sea, yet the adventures do be lacking.
Adventures? Nay, water goblins ne'er tarry in adventure. We are a simple, humble folk, who content to simply swim with the currents. Content to simply wet our long pointed ears in the sand as such.
Yea. And when thine father first did this in front of mine eyes, I knew we were destined to be a pair.
'Tis the mating ritual, young Marco.
Aye, this I do know, for a water goblin I do be, yet wish me someday that when I ask thee to venture upon the land, even for just a moment, thou wilt think it's different.
How wouldst thou get there? Thou hast no boat, for that is a human invention.
Aye, yet collecting has been my passion for the past 17 years. Many little creations from above land I have gotten, yet a tissue from above the land, hence a crossbow from the wars. I collect many things, and thinkest me that a boat could come one day, yes.
Young Marco, thou art green both in countenance and in innocence. For thou knowest not the dangers of the war. Your mother and I, we hast seen beyond the ripples the danger and the blood that doth fall down into our corner of the sea.
Remember you not the story of your uncle? Uncle Blarney.
Aye, I doth remember, and Yes, Uncle Blarmy's half-ripped-off ear doth bring many unsightly gazes from our goblins. Yet, a life of bloodshed and torn-off ears I do prefer to this wallow life below the sea.
How dare you speak of my brother's condition with such dismissal?
Your mother and I shall entertain this heresy no longer. Remain here underneath the sea. Good harbor, son.
I doth look upon mine lands with parched lips and scornful eyes. The men and women and children beyond the walls of this city are most displeasing to mine countenance. They think themselves not underneath my rule, King Medicio, and thus, most recently, my annoyance with the landed gentry hath compounded with my favorite chalice being gone. My mouth is so dry I can't but hardly think straight, and when I do not think straight, I start wars. Thinkest I that I might go beyond the walls myself with a hunting party and see what I canst find? Thought I some disturbance in the brush below, but perhaps it was but an illusion of my dehydrated mind. I shall sit and write, for it is my kingly duty to make decrees, though my kingdom be perfect, as I rule it.
What doth this half-cut ear of mine now hear? For I do hear of war he spake, and fear an invasion thus into our lake. And now I swim and warn my family thus, that we may be protected when he arrives, and find his men drowned in our swamp.
All people shall have a portrait of me over their mantelpiece, to be enacted post-haste. Excellent. Melindo, my trusted advisor, where art thou?
Yes!
Melindo, I have made a royal decree that all peasants in the kingdom shall have a portrait of my face over their mantelpiece.
Yes, sir.
At their own expense. Please make a royal decree in the town square if you would.
That I shall.
Just wish that those damn gentry outside the castle walls would listen to me. Why beest they so obstinate and avoid my rule? It vexes me to my very core. I shall go but drink out of the toilet.
Oh, Pitha, hi, sweet Beatrice. The water doth glimmer, especially bright this morrow. Aye, indeed. However, I do see a mark within those waters. Yea, describe it. What dost thou see, Tabitha? 'Tis a dark figure, perhaps? I know it's not. Wait, yea, 'tis movement. 'Tis something unlike the spectacles we have seen before. 'Tis pointed. 'Tis pointed. 'Tis not the curved scale of a fish. If I do yank, do come up. 'Tis rooted quite. What art thou, thou creature?
Be here I should not, yet be here I would like to be.
Stay beneath the waters. Thou face is green. 'Tis not the skin that we doth possess.
Aye, for I am a water goblin.
A water goblin? And what be that? 'Tis not true. Water goblins 'tis solely of tale and fable. 'Tis not of reality.
Thine people know not of the water goblins?
Nay,
For many years in the past, the water goblins and the humans be alike. Be in the same places and be friends, even lovers. Our own history doth tell of this. If thine history doth not, then Someone must have erased it.
The tale of the water goblins is but a folk tale that they do tell to children to spook them for not going out into the oceans at night.
I was a kinder, 'twas a tale of Hallows Eve.
Well, this tale did not spook thee. Why beest here?
Yea, for we are different. We have run away from the kingdom and the city walls. We do not please the laws.
Thou agreest with the laws of thy kingdom?
No, the castle do be there, and we do be here, and hence we need not follow the laws of the kingdom.
Yet thou livest above the land with the clouds, the butterflies, flowers. How canst thou not follow the rules and love thy life here?
We do love our life here. 'Tis but the rules we do despise. Oh, comest thou to?
I may.
Aye.
Hath you feet? What hath you had?
My feet I didn't have, yet my toes be connected by what the hell might call a web.
Yea, thou art quite well spoken and of interesting visage.
Aye, for water goblins be not monsters that gobble up children. We just be a plentiful people. Boring even.
Princesses! Princesses! Beatrice and Tabitha! Thy father has decreed, in addition to a portraiture of his own face upon every mantelpiece, he also requests your presence and wishes that thou wouldst not dilly-dally in the forest beyond the kingdom gates. Aye, and we would say to thee,
Yea.
Father, we shall not return!
The same's all.
Yea, I shall deliver the message. What ho?
Yea, 'tis nothing. 'Tis but a sea kelp. 'Tis the pond. You have seen it many times before.
Nay, for the kelp 'tis curved and a darker green. Remove thy legs!
I am afeard, for if he does see our new goblin friend, perchance he do tell our king father.
Yea, 'tis quite a scary sight, for we have known our father many moons and many nights, and he hath like to start what is a war if there have been kind of difference.
Methinkest I shalt pull?
No,
Yea,
'tis but kelp.
'Tis of nature, yea, you shan't pull, 'tis horrid.
Well, I am quite hungry, for the travel that thou makest me come here, out in the forest, hath left me quite hungry. Yea, my stomach 'tis growling.
Yea, but a bite of kelp, 'tis slimy upon the tongue.
Nay, why, I quite enjoy the texture.
How strange.
Twasn't great.
He did run off beyond the hill.
Methinks father will know soon.
Be this a man of great importance, or be him someone that I might take down to the water to never come back up?
Twould resolve a couple problems.
Yea, 'tis not a man of great importance. Yea, but 'tis the bird that chirps in my father's ear.
Aye. Nay, father, knowest thou not thy names, fair maidens of the land?
'Tis my sister Beatrice.
Yea, 'tis my sister Tabitha. And yours, have there be names for water goblin?
Aye, I have been given a name as a water goblin. Yes, I have. I can almost remember how my father and mother would say it to me as a child.
Ah, young Marco! Marco!
Aye, it does be something like Marco.
Why, 'tis a pleasure. Good water goblin.
Aye.
A pleasure indeed.
Well, is this our only meeting, or shall thou come to this lake again?
We do love the lake indeed. We do sit upon its banks and shores and look down upon the reflections. We shall be here 3 moons from tonight.
Aye.
Meet us at this very shore. Poke your ears out from the water.
Aye. A wiggle, thou wilt know it's me and not one of my water goblin compatriots.
Aye, indeed. A wiggle. Good day. Brother, it pleases me greatly that thou hast returned.
In bad news I bear. For I have heard the king's words from his mouth, and he doth proclaim war. Where be your son?
Marco, you speak of?
Yea.
Marco was in his bedchambers not long ago. He was swimming and looking with great interest at just a cup from up above.
A cup? Why, this be the same cup that the king did say who should cause the war, and he has been greatly angered by it.
And Marco is the cause?
'Tis true.
My son, he's so foolish and listens to nothing that I say.
Aye. Well then, why not you teach him a lesson the way all us water goblins be taught when we are young? You have been too soft on him thus far.
Why should I listen to thee? Thou who climbs up above and listens to the king's words.
A lesson I have been taught.
I'm sorry to have brought up your troubles.
Thinketh I not the same to happen to him?
Why would thou sayest this to me?
Perhaps it serve him well, for I have lost an ear but saved my life.
Yea, 'tis true.
And if he were to lose but an ear, would that not be worth it?
Think that I can make this decision for my own son?
Why not? For he doth wander up there constantly.
Let me ask a sensitive question. How much do thou miss thine ear? You must understand, brother, I'm trying to discern whether 'tis worth it to warn my son in such a way.
I beeth not recognizable as a water goblin sometime, for my ears do not stretch up long as others do, and sometimes reek of human.
Yeah.
The scent of the land hath never left my body, and I feel out of place everywhere I go. But it be worth it, for I live and breathe, and all our kingdom doth survive. Had I not wandered up there once before, never warning thus would be brought to this kingdom.
And what say you? I shall allow Marco to continue his journeys?
I say, we show him once and for all why they be not clever journeys. We let him travel up there, but we send some goblins dressed as men and cut off his ear. Thus my ear was cut.
Yea, cousin, I have found the guards that have floated down below, that thou request.
Speak thee again what this be?
Thy human cloth.
Thy human cloth, yes. The garbs.
Brother, thou hast planned much in advance of our meeting.
Yes, and though my ear be cut in half, and I often not hear what words do come to me, I plan it thus before I present thee with this offer, for I know it is a bold and riskful task.
And for that reason I shall not consult any other elders of the kingdom. I say go forward with it. Please recruit the best of thine friends.
Aye, and thus I will do. Beast, do you care to accompany with me?
Yea.
For you are the best friend that I have in this
Thank you, brother.
Then let us go.
Beatrice, Tabitha, I meet thee as thee requested of me at the border between my kingdom and thine forest.
Yea, Father, we thank thee for meeting us in this neutral space.
Please, comest thou? It beeth only a few more feet to the castle gates.
Yea, no.
Wherefore dost thou disobey me? For within the castle there are great amenities and bread.
Father, thou hast not lived till thou hast feasted on sea kelp, washed thy hair in a pond, and not known where the sun sets and the moon doth begin.
Sounds disgusting upon my lips.
No, sweet father, this wall that do sit between the two of us, 'tis brick and 'tis mortar, but 'tis not natural. Indeed, if thou didst cross to our side, thou wouldst see such beauty, such wonders. And we did hear from thy right hand that thou wouldst like to purge the natural world. Hence we call this meeting.
Indeed, it appears Mediccio hath indeed done his duty. As I look upon the nature in which my two daughters stand, I feel only greater disgust well up in me. For this kelp you speak of is quite slimy, and these trees you speak of are quite polyamorous, and the dirt is dirt.
Father, the food with which you doth try to entice us, where dost thou think it comes from? The grain that doth make the bread? The fruit that doth line your table for feast and suppers?
Comest from the pantry.
And father, trace that back to origin, and thou wouldst see that 'tis all natural. These trees that thou do call pollinous, 'tis an apple tree.
Begone with that red demon.
Father, 'tis the same within.
Thou hast swayed me. Yet, in my supreme dehydration and thirst, my mind be at it. And I do declare that I shall destroy the nature with thoughts around the castle walls. I shall bring all the greatest war machines that mine engineers have created to chop down the trees and tear the land up and raise the forest.
Father, let it not be so. Let us say that under that hardened heart there doth be warmth, there doth be love. That the blood that doth course through your veins, 'tis the same as ours.
Father, we do beseech you. Thou must not start this war. 'Twould be irreversible, to say the least.
Speakest thee, my daughters of love, and indeed I have love for thee, and indeed I have love for both of thee. But reciprocate that love, I do not know if thou dost. And so I entreat thee, please, in 1 day's hence from now, my men shall raise the entire forest. Thou must come within the castle walls before then, for 'tis dangerous, and 'tis nowhere else that thou couldst go to save thyself.
Father, please. Please just cross this, and we could be family once more.
We are your only living heirs. This doth be the only family thou doth bestow.
Nay, daughters, I have heard enough. This wall be as dry as my lips, and I shall be returning to my chamber to drink from the water closet.
Sister, we have but this sun and one moon, before all this land may be gone.
Perhaps we can convene with sweet Marco early, and we can speak with him. Perhaps he can aid us.
Yea, 'tis about time to venture to the water's edge. Me hopes he is there.
To the water pond.
I hast not gotten back to the king in time, for I am afeard and lost in these woods. Know I this pond? 'Tis where I first saw the devil. And yea, I seest other forms too, rising up. What could they be? Seemest them clothed in human garb? Nay, 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 'tis mine eyes playing tricks on me. Alas, they are gone. I can't speak!
For now we only had 2 guards, but we did wish to bring you. This man shall serve our clothing needs.
Nay, what art thou?
Pull him thus into the woods, and we shall strip him bare and let you wear his clothes.
my lookest.
They do wiggle like he said they would.
Marco, 'tis you?
Hi, 'tis me.
Come upon the shore.
Oh, thou webbest feet, thou art beautiful.
I, and thine feet so disconnected, toe by toe, be quite interesting to my water goblin face.
Though we are quite happy to see thee, our dearest friend Marco, we must confess, we do come bearing horrible and sad and difficult news.
For our father, he is a king. Of the village, the kingdom that doth live just beyond this the waters. And he hath spoken to us. And he doth wish to destroy all the natural world by the end of this moon.
Destroy all the natural world? All trees that doth rise from the ground? All flowers that doth rise from the fields?
Right, we have talked to him of apples and of grain and nothing.
Of bees that doth bring us honey?
The bees would not sway his position. However, the honey would, and that did not change, that did not sweeten his mood.
Aye, your father doth seem like a dumb man, for being king, he enjoys all of the labor of our nature, for the water goblins do create much things that do come up above. Yes, we do farm kelp. Yes, we do ranch the fish that thou dost eat.
And yet he would raise all the natural world just to quench his thirst, we think?
'Tis a thirsty man, we know not.
Aye, a plan thou havest, or shalt thou just enter thine father's castle and let mine world be destroyed?
No, indeed. We would hatch a plan with thee if thou wouldst care to join.
For thou art a water goblin, thou knowest the natural world far better than us, for though we weren't raised within the palace walls, we have run and attempted to feel the earth and the grass between our fingers, yea, you are made from it.
Aye, a thing or two about the natural world I do know, and this could be to our advantage. Methinks thine father forgot of one place of which nature doth exist.
Do tell us where.
Aye, thine father be so short-sighted that he does not look beneath the pond.
But of course!
Dear king, please forgive us my lack of clothing. For I have been set upon, and now I know I wear no clothes. Mightest thou please let me over the wall?
Thy face doth be covered with dirt, and methinkest thou closer resemble a shrub than a man.
Nay, for couldst a shrub show thee thy fingers and wiggle? Such
twigs.
Nay, for a shrub doth have a green countenance, for mine is, oh dear, for twigs cover mine own face.
Indeed, it is green with moss and twigs.
How mightest I convince thee that I am human?
Medicio, thou canst convince me in 1,000 years. However, methinkest thou had something to say, and I shall listen.
Yea, for my lack of clothes and dirty countenance, 'tis the work of water goblins.
Water goblins?
'Tis true, for I did see them, clothed in human garb.
Clothed in human garb?
Yea,
And yet the water goblins died out as a byproduct of the war moons ago.
so too I thought, till I happened upon one with the pointed ears.
'Tis news most unsettling, and I shall but increase the speed at which the war machines move, for I must wipe out everything, including the water goblins.
Yea, and I wish to help thee very much. How mightest I, from my
lord! That be it! A water goblin I did see run up toward this castle!
Medicio, thou seekest to betray me!
Nay, for that is said water goblin that I did speak of before!
Silence! Royal retainer, seize him!
Nay, not again!
Then bring me within mine castle walls.
Ah, yes, my lord, of course!
Step us me through this brick gate.
Thou hast made a grave mistake.
Methinkest thou makest the grave mistake, Medicio, for trying to betray me, king of this land?
I see as these trees in the pond, yet be up close and touch them I never have. Quite beautiful. Anon, our plan to see to the water while this natural place doth be attacked by thine father and bring the armaments of water goblins must commence soon.
Yea, for though mine sister and I have admired the water from the edge all this time, we have never entered, for we must breathe air.
Aye, yet I have never entered the land, for I thought that I must always be with water. There be many lies that be told to the young ones these days, from venturing away from where thou lives.
Indeed, if thou do say we can breathe below the water, let us go anon.
Aye, I think it a good idea.
I can't breathe.
Me as well!
Aye, being a water goblin, of course I can't breathe. This be the water.
And so to your armory we go?
Aye. An armory it doth not be, yet here be the wall of things I have taken from the human world.
'Tis a chalice.
Aye, a crossbow, and a tissue.
This be your complete collection?
Aye. Thine father's policies make thine peasants very, very poor, and thus they have no things to throw to the water. Thus, a goblet, a crossbow, and a tissue I have collected.
Yea, in the war that doth transpire between water goblins and mortals, what usest thou?
A water goblin? A water goblin simply used our innate knowledge of the nature to take down the humans. We have not the fancy cannons, nor bows, no swords, no. We simply outsmarted, outmoved, and out-agility our
I would say this happy party 'tis 2 humans and 1 juvenile water goblin. Being so, I'd be a bit confused how thou didst think we could win the war
With a tissue.
a goblet.
and a crossbow.
Yea, dear Tabitha,
I see Beatrice.
here we find ourselves beneath the pond that we have admired, yea, we have no answers. Methinks what Marco hath said may ring true. Needest us not bows and things of violence, yea, needest us our minds, and the grass that doth grow above.
Aye, for if your father is to destroy the grass that doth grow above, then we are to lose. Yet if we are to go when the grass and the trees do exist, then we are to win. Thou toldest me before that thine father knowest not even what an apple be.
'Tis true. Continue on this lead.
Aye, for if we are to use things unknown to the ones above, maybe they will fear and run away.
Indeed.
Use a pomegranate, say it be a bomb, and they will run.
Yea, my father hath never touched most fruits.
He doesn't kelp is slimy, but he know not what it do look like.
Aye,
Kelp be a rope.
aye, kelp be a rope, coral be a sword. We doth win this with our wits, not battle.
A quick return to the water, my lady, before we continue to find your son above.
Yea, has been much unsuccessful so far.
Yes, we needed to refresh our dry skin, and then we shall meander hence.
Yea.
Ah,
Company.
Good day.
Speakest not, fair maidens of the land. These be water goblins, and it do be a high crime to venture above the land. Think me that it be an even grander crime for humans to venture below.
Mine son, step forward.
Let just me move my curtain of things.
I thank thee. What have you here, son? These creatures.
They are my friends, Mother. Yes. No longer will I sit down and ask thee for permission to go above land. No, I did.
And what did you find?
Friends!
Methinks that we should cut both fingers to this treason of going fully above land.
Seems to be the only option.
Mother! Rogelio! I think this must not be something that would be important to do to me. Oh, my ears are my water goblin livelihood.
Would it be a good idea to intervene, or would that make it worse? Methinks the water goblin's name ne'er like humans, but 'tis our friend, 'tis Marco, 'tis a brilliant lad, and we need him to solve the problems of the land.
Marco, thou art indeed a stupid boy.
And thou seem to denounce your role as water goblin, and so why should thou retain the most water goblin thing?
Yea, Tabitha, we must intervene.
I see Beatrice. Anon!
Nay! We are... I do apologize for my sister Tabitha. She doth cry from the sadness and sorrow of the idea of Marco having lost his ears, but we need him. There is trouble afoot on land, and we need water goblins to help.
My brother too speakest of this trouble. And what thinkest thou of us? How can we possibly help? Thou art a wonderful species, unlike anything we do know on land, and we do denounce the king. He is our father, but that is a separate matter indeed, for we do believe in the natural world. We do wish to protect it, and thou dost know the keys that do unlock the potential of the natural world. Rogelio an aside.
Yes, my lady.
What thinkest thou of these sympathetic creatures?
Methinkest they appear as humans, and yet they speak as water goblins.
Yea. But I heard as well.
They're kind and thoughtful.
Yea.
Most unlike the stupid humans that brought our ruin moons ago.
And humans they could not be.
Indeed. But humans they appear as. Surely they are humans. And yet, thinkest me perhaps these are different humans.
Perhaps there is more than one type of human. Seems quite inconceivable.
Indeed. Thinkest thou that we should go along with this plan? For it appears we are all in danger.
I suppose we have but no other option. Marco,
Mother?
friends of Marco.
Yea, Marco's mother.
We wish to accompany you in your plans.
A joyful day it doth be!
No, please continue.
Yet I simply have an explanation of my jubilance. It'd be more joyful than the day this goblin doth came to my life.
And 'tis a nice goblet.
Yea, Tabitha and I have a meeting with our father at the palace walls. For we must meet any moment, and that doth be the moment with which he may commence war.
Mother, Rogelio, please, scavenge about our water goblin territory. Find anything of natural birth and bring it to this meeting. For we are not to fight the king of fists and weapons, no. We are to scare the king with what he does not know. Nature.
And indeed, we already have a man on the inside. Thine brother, thine uncle. We can't communicate to him via our ears and tell him of our plans.
Aye, clearly we can. Bring him up in this very moment, we shall. Uncle?
My brother,
I?
we speakest from beneath the pond.
Oh, so speaketh more.
Yea, there is to be the initiation of a war.
Aye, I know, for in the castle I do rest.
Yea, and we shall fight back with something much unlike a weapon.
Speak more of your plan.
We shall fight back with the mere appearance of kelp.
Aye. And think you the humans will run from the appearance of kelp?
Indeed.
Seems quite likely.
Who put this plan into your head?
'Twas but my own son.
I am Where did his dumb head get this plan from? For it is stupid.
Uncle, I doth be on the line.
I think that not.
Yes, I know thou dost not hear as well now that thou only hast 1 ear to
Not speak of his condition.
Aye. Yet it doth be a great ally in this war, for thou appearest just as a human. Thou hast the scent of a human.
Yea.
We, from below the sea, are to come up with all that be water goblin, kelp, coral, and the likes.
Ah,
We are
yes.
to scare the humans.
So all of water goblin kind will rest upon the shore, exposed to humans is your plan? I think that sounded right.
Indeed,
Yay!
however, something most disturbing, my lord, hath occurred. 2 humans have come under the water.
Humans?
Indeed, and breatheth they just fine. And thinkest we that perhaps the boundaries between human and water goblin kind doth dissolve as kelp in the spring?
What be you meaning? For you know, of course, that humans cannot breathe underwater.
We have been quite proven wrong. It may have been another myth that has been told since the last Great War.
Aye, well, it be news to me that a human can breathe underwater.
My lord, if I might entreat you, natural things are hard to come by in the castle, of course thou knowest this, being above the land. Perhaps thou could find something amongst the castle that would substitute for something natural?
Ah, yes, of course, I am ready in this castle with whatever you do command.
Shall be so.
But just make sure your army doth all amass upon the shore, and are fully ready to meet the humans when they come.
Yea.
Yay.
We must get to our meeting with our father anon. Above the shore we must go.
Aye.
See Marco.
What manner of demon beest thou?
I be a human, just like you.
How didst thou sneak past my guards, rapscallion? And what hold doth thou put me in that prevents my arms from thus moving?
It's a trick that I have learned from my long years under the water.
Under the water, what speakest thou? Thou canst breathe under the water as little as I canst breathe in this very moment.
You be wrong, brother. For you did cast me from this kingdom and sent me through the woods, and thought that you would never see my face.
I canst see my brother.
But it did turn that I could breathe underwater, and there I did hide, and there I did rise.
Wando, why hast thou returned? To strangle me and take my throne?
No. For I do bring you a glorious gift.
A gift? What speakest thou? Speak more, before mine air runs out.
All of the water goblins will amass upon the shore. They have no weapons. They shall be slain. Now, bring in your general and do command him thus.
Release my neck so that I may breathe. General Medicio!
Yea, thou wishest to release me from my bonds and give me clothes?
This be thine general?
I hath one secretary, one messenger, and one general. 'Tis the same man, Medicio. Indeed, please, Medicio, put on thy general garb. Royal decree. I presume, since you lack surprise in seeing my brother Mondo, that thou hast been the one who hast let him in.
Yes, we did hold him in the woods, and he doth have a change of heart about who his loyalty doth lie with.
Thou didst hold him in the woods.
Yes, we stripped him of his clothes and made quite a fool of him, and he did agree to serve our cause.
Yea, 'tis true.
Thought I that all of your wretched kind brother Mondo had been killed by me in the last war moons ago. But sayest thou that they shall all amass? Speakest thou thy language meanest that many of them shall come?
Yes, 'tis true. But they have no weapons, and assuming that you have an army still, no problem shall that be.
Indeed. Well, I have Medicio, and Medicio doth oversee the war machines, which shall cut down the trees and raise the earth.
But have you soldier?
Forsooth, I do have villagers. Armed they are not.
But you have villager and war machine, so thus together armed humans be.
Indeed, I suppose so.
How rule you this kingdom?
'Twas luck and birth. Thou art my half-brother, thou knowest of birth. Thou wert given the genes of a water goblin through some unholy matrimony.
Aye, those genes were cut from my dear head when I did try to warn them of your plans before. And now my loyalty lies not with them.
Thou hast switchest loyalties completely over to my side and warnest me of their invasion?
'Tis true.
I believe thee completely. Very well, Medicio. My brother Mondo speaks the truth. We shall prepare for these water goblins. They comest without weapons.
They cometh without weapons.
Then simply...
We shall simply take the weapons that we do have and poke them.
Rub them from behind so that the shore does not allow them back into the water.
Thou speakest as if thou knowest more general terms than I do.
I fear that be true, for no one in this kingdom seems to have ruled an army before.
Nay, I am given many roles the general one hath simply slipped by.
Indeed. Goest we shall now to the water's edge to enact our plan.
Verily, methinks our father was to meet us here. I do believe the fact that he did not show does mean the war will commence any minute now.
Hidest you two behind yon shrubbery, as much as I hate to use it to our advantage. Hide there, and once the water goblins come, we shall kill them with this here pickaxe.
Yea, 'tis true, though the shrubbery do bringeth back horrid memories, for I shall go nonetheless.
Medicio, after this, thou shalt be the royal botanist to acquaint thyself with plants once again.
Ah, yea, another role. Good.
'Tis the wall we were supposed to meet him at, yea, he hath been gone. Our own father hath ne'er even given us a chance, and we must fight against him. Oh, I do hope the water goblins arrive soon.
Hence I emerge from the fog. Tabitha, Beatrice,
Father?
forgive me. I didst remember our meeting, but was occupied. Now I am here.
Yea, Father. 'Tis good to see you once again, and my sister and I, we have thought very thoroughly over the propositions you doth propose.
And we do believe that perhaps some sort of union may be made that we may reach across yon wall.
Yon wall! Yon wall! Yon wall!
Be fearing! Mine hands that hold a great war machine!
Yea, mine as well! 'Tis green and slimy! 'Tis kelp and pomegranate!
Mondo, thou did tell me that they would not have weapons, and yet most fearful weapons they do have in their hands.
So scared am I that I do hereby drop mine own stick!
'Tis an orange ball! Yea, it may be fire!
Runnest I back inside the castle walls away from yon exploding orange?
Over the wall, we must continue!
We must go this way! Yea, the palace doth look the exact
sweet water goblin. What is the plan?
I think it's that if we are to scare the king enough, then he shall just call off the war.
Yea, oh, 'tis a novel idea. Methinks the possessions we doth hold in our hands do look something like what doth exist in the pantry. Shall we corner our father in the pantry, and doth he have a realization that these things be one and the same? Aye, indeed! For he will fear for his life, and methinks he will say yes.
And perhaps you will also notice that these things be one and the same.
Indeed! Methinks they hear a noise. Let us go onwards down the corridor.
Hide me here in the pantry!
Grand idea, Medicio.
Silence thyself, then they shall not hear us.
Aye, 600 doors in this hall there doth be.
Yea, up the stairs, a right and a left.
Aye in the right,
Perhaps,
then a left.
though we aren't stuck in this pantry, perhaps my brother Mondo, who doth suddenly change sides, shall come to our rescue. For he was supposed to come behind them, and yet was not afeared as thou wert, Medicio.
Ah, 'tis the kitchen.
The pantry door is put that way.
I hear footsteps.
Does everyone have their oranges and pomegranates and kelp in hand?
Yea,
Aye.
one each.
The door openeth. He hopes it is a scullery maid.
They come with weapons that I know not. I only know mine own stick, with which I poke.
Down thy weapons, Tabitha, Beatrice, horrid creatures of the deep.
These be not weapons. 'Twas I that spoke, a horrid creature of the deep.
Thou speakest in perfect English.
Yea, we are taught just the same as thou. Here, take this gift that thou have proclaimed a weapon.
How does it feel, Medicio? What is its texture?
Yea, 'tis squishy and curved. Methinks I ate something like this once before.
Aye, fool. Look up 3 degrees hence. It be the same.
Aye, 'tis but kelp!
You mean to say that our seaweed in our country that we doth feast upon nightly, be it the same as this kelp?
'Tis but the forest of my land.
'Tis but their names that are only different.
Aye, indeed. Yea, much like the names of mere mortals and water goblins. Or there are different names but the same heart.
Speak more on that orange ball.
If thou wouldst tear it open like so,
'Tis just like the oranges that we do keep up on the pantry.
Wait, gettest thou from outside the wall?
indeed, good father, for the natural world do have good treats that we do enjoy. 'Tis but a wee bit different on the outside.
This outside is covered in dirt, is not perfectly orange.
It's clean.
It's exactly the same as thou spakest to me once at the wall.
'Tis almost as though the outside appearance be different, the inside remaineth the same, no matter where they come from.
And just to really emphasize the point, we are speaking too of humans and water goblins.
Aye, for this here clean orange might be thou, yet be the same as the orange when it does be presented at the beginning. We aren't the same. Kill us. Please do not.
Scared I am. My mind doth be aflutter, and I hope my brother Mondo doth come soon to relieve us of this quite difficult intellectual position.
Though I be of many roles, the decision maker 'tis not one of them.
My dearest father, sweet Beatrice and I did roam across the sweet pond just outside the castle walls, and we did find a friend. This good Marco and his mother, they art of sweetest souls, sweet like honey. If thou wouldst just trust us, thou wouldst know that the water goblins are similar to us, and thou wouldst like them too.
I have put the orange in my pocket and have thus forgotten. I hate them for they look different from me.
May, we have made no progress over the course of this meeting.
Aye. Take a step out to breathe, we shall.
Aye, the pantry 'tis tight.
'Tis time to regroup.
Do my eyes deceive me?
Aye. And welcome to the throne room thus for you.
Brother, what dost thou mean?
Well, I did rout thee and return underneath the sea while you were gone, and have thus captured all 4 sacred relics of our humble sea village, and now I do hope that you will thus submit, for you have no weapons, and I have this here crossbow.
But 'tis your crossbow, sweet Marco.
Aye, 'tis mine. Recognize the M I have drawn upon it, for be it my own name.
Where be Mondo, my brother? He sitteth in my chair.
Mine brother he be not, mine uncle he be.
He beeth my brother, swine of the ocean. He beeth not thy uncle.
Mine brother also.
What? He beeth thy brother? And thy uncle?
Yes.
Nay, now the fact that 2 of you hath spoken doth convince me slightly.
Aye, lookest. Uncle, please, remove thine worldly shoes. These toes be webbed!
Indeed, I noticed that he be water goblin, and yet I have forgotten. It's in reverie of dehydration. Speakest thou that we be siblings?
Seems most true.
I didst avoid the wedding which wed our 2 families, for I was quite disgusted to leave the castle walls.
Yea, 'twas a lovely wedding.
We be his cousins?
Well, what you hath said before hath swayed me more now that I know we doth share the same stupid blood. And yet, Mondo doth sit on my throne.
Ah, yes? The problem have you?
He do seem a wicked fellow.
Most wicked and yet most stupid in his plans.
Come here, my brother. I have a gift for you.
A gift?
Ah, yes.
I love gifts.
Here be this tissue.
'Tis mine.
Or not thou give me this tissue. I shall wipe my face with it.
Aye, wait, brother, for thou needeth it soon to cry upon.
Wherefore doth thou speak of such crying, Mondo?
I find your kingdom is no longer yours. Go forth to the sea if you wish, but I shall rule the land.
What dost thou speakest of? Medicio, remove this man from my chair.
My sister Beatrice, I do think there is a plan afoot. He does draw his crossbow to hit our father, and though we do have our differences, I do love him. Perhaps if methinks 'tis time to intervene, for the sake of our father, who hath perchance slightly seen a different side. An interception indeed! Sweet Medicio.
Oh, I am saved!
What mean you by this?
Thou art a fool, thou wicked knave, and thou didst kill my father's right-hand man!
Aye, and I did wish to kill thine father.
Yea, 'tis a shame for Medicio, 'tis also the castle doctor.
Medicio, my sweet servant, I didst overwork thee, and make thee work at least some physicians, switching weekly. And I am greatly saddened by thy passing.
Might I propose one last solution? I do speak.
Mother, speak.
I speak only of a place that you might go. A place with very good medical attention. 'Tis our land, son. The land of water goblins.
Mine own mother, who doth betray the idea of me coming upon land, now thinks that a human should come to our land?
Thou knowest that my first and only love is for such position.
Aye. And my tools do be underwater.
Okay. Me do think we've all had a change of heart.
Indeed, the bonds of family seem to be stronger in some instances than hatred for nature.
I shall draft one final decree.
To speak! Nay, look into the light. Do not let the darkness take you yet.
Thusly shalt the brother Mondo be banished from this country,
And ours too.
and the water goblins too. Not as though thou shalt be banished from this country, but that he shall be banished from your country as well.
It's understood.
I understood it very well, yes.
And thus I expire.
Sweet Medici.
May his legacy carry on.
A toast to such a sad past.
He doth drink from my chalice. Thy bastard!
That be my chalice.
Thy chalice? That be my favorite chalice, the only thing which I drink my morning orange juice from.
Yay! 'Tis a chalice we may share if we live in the castle together. Yay! Our summers in the sea and our winters indoors. Methinks.
Beatrice, thou speakest most wise.
'Tis a novel plan. And family we may rejoin once again.
Yay! Might we all hold the chalice together? To family.
To family.